it's hot over here. How about with you? Holy mackerel, what a summer we're getting so far. Well, I'm sitting here thinking about the next Magpie Times. I'm actually waiting for my copy of Magpie Times. I don't have it yet, but I'm hearing that Magpie number 2, what was it, Midsummer Magic, is great. And I'm really happy if you're all enjoying that. But I want to start thinking together about Magpie number 3. This will be, because it's a quarterly, this will function as the autumn issue. Now, so many of us are working on the book, The Haunted Rug, which will come out right around the same time. So I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Put together a Halloween book that's all Halloween and sort of harvest themed patterns. And maybe you're working on that with me. If you're not, and you think you would like to be sent a pattern and you finish it before the end of September and it's in the book, let me know at ribboncandyhooking@gmail.com. I'm happy to send a pattern off to you. There's no charge if you're participating in the Haunted Rug Project. Again, an all Halloween rug hooking or punching book. Running parallel to that project is Magpie Times, which is our new magazine. So issues number 1 and 2 have already come out, Historic Gardens and Midsummer Magic. Issue number 3 is themed the Country Fair. So these are shout outs that I'm giving here. And definitely send me a message, again, at ribboncandyhooking@gmail.com. If you want to add something different, if you have an idea, great. I love your ideas. These are some things that I was also looking for. So I'm gonna rattle off a bunch of ideas, and if you think, oh, that's me, or that's my friend, or I know someone who does that, please let me know or get in touch with them and have them send me something. I'm looking for content that fits the theme of the country fair and autumn in general, right? Also just autumn in general. Specifically for Magpie 3, I am looking for articles and content from people who do spinning and weaving, right? So I don't do anything to do with spinning or loom rugs, right? I only do like handheld tool rugs. If you do stuff on a loom, I think that would fit really well into the country fair issue, because I'm thinking about going to a country fair, right? When you think or remember back to going to a country fair, you know, there's always that hall with all the beautiful stuff that people have made. There's rugs, there's crocheted stuff, there's quilts, there's wovens, there's lots of different things. There's usually a shed with animals that have gotten blue ribbons, right? And other ribbons. So I'm thinking about things that fit well with this theme. There's always amusement park rides, a few of those as well. Of course, all of our country fairs are different, so I'm wanting to know and think about what yours are like, as well as the ones that we have here in New England. So anything to do with spinning and weaving is great. Anything to do with canning, right? Because I think of canning as like in the autumn, you might as well start canning all of your fruits, veggies, whatever. I would love articles or / recipes on canning, because I have a pattern in mind for that. Also recipes for pies that you might do at this time of the year. I'm interested in that because we always put some recipes into Magpie Times. So I'm interested in canning and pies for the autumn. I'm also interested in sheep and sheepdogs, right? Like that round up the sheep. So if you have patterns that you've done that remind you of that, or you have original patterns that you would like to put into Magpie Times, if you have patterns that you've done of sheep or sheepdogs or other animals, country fair animals, to go into the gallery section of Magpie Times, that would be amazing, right? They don't have to be ribbon candy hooking. They can be anything. So for the gallery section, we need anything that has to do with the country fair. Special shout out to sheep, right? And to herding dogs. Also rides. Jossie, I'm recording a video over here as my daughter's over here standing in her underpants making all kinds of noise, looking for something. So any kind of rides, amusement park rides, the kind that you see at the country fair. I'm looking for a feature on felting, whether it is 3-dimensional needle felting or wet felting. I would love, we have yet, I think, to have a felting feature. I sure hope, I'm going to look back on the video, but I sure hope she didn't just walk by with her underpants on. I'd love to have a feature on wet felting or dry felting. I'd like to have a felting feature because this is an all textile magazine, not just hooking and punching. So I'd love if you do wet felting or dry felting, but something 3-dimensional that might fit in with the theme of autumn or the country fair. I would love to know about that. If you have a business for anything that I'm mentioning, in Magpie Times we don't allow advertising, but if you put in an article or content that has to do with your business and it fits the criteria of what we're looking for that issue, then you can advertise, right? In your article at the end of it, You can say, this is me from this company, this is what I do, this is my website. Absolutely. That is the exception with this magazine. Please advertise. If you have a business, you sell something, you do something, you make something, it's a service, it's a product, but it fits into the theme, we would love to have that, and you are encouraged and very welcome to advertise your business in those instances. So felting, dry felting, wet felting, if you do any three-dimensional crochet, that would fit the theme of the country fair. So animals, cute stuff, mushrooms, stuff like that. Do you do macrame, right? I haven't done macrame since the 70s, and I don't remember how. I would love to revisit macrame. I'm seeing such tasteful examples of it in gift stores lately. Do you do macrame, and can you give us an article or some projects for this issue? I think it would fit really well with the idea of the country fair. Do you have any photographs, right, from the past or present about submissions that you've made for the country fair, whether it's animals, vegetables, whatever it is, crafts, best in show kind of thing? If you have stories about that, photos about that, or finished pieces about that, any of that, I would love for the gallery section. Doesn't have to be a finished rug or something like that. It can just be photographs for texture, right? Another thing I'm thinking about, this is another crazy one like macrame, corn husk dolls. Do you remember those little cuties? Corn husk dolls. Do you make them? Do you know how to make them? This is a textile magazine, and I know corn husks are not exactly a textile, but I think it would be so cute and so much fun to have a small feature on how to make them. I would like to make them this season. So I'd be very interested in that. I'm also interested in dried flowers, right, for this issue. Do you do any flower drying, the upside down bouquets or herbs, anything like that? Saving things from summer, right, going into the cooler months. Do you do anything like that? I'd be really interested. Is anybody interested in doing one latch hook project for this issue? I don't want to be overrun with any one craft, but we typically don't see latch, and I think there are some beautiful examples of latch. I'd like to see the autumn colored latch, and when I think about what latch hook is, it's very different than what we normally do as rug hookers and punchers, but I think about those autumn colors, those Brady Bunch colors, right? The golden yellows and the avocado greens and the tomato reds and all of the browns and rusts, right? This is a good season for doing a great latch hook project. If anyone's interested in doing that, I would be happy to design a latch hook project and get that set up for you to complete that, something like that. Unless you want to do something on your own, again, advertise your business. If you do latch hook or sell latch hook, right? Very happy to have that in there. I'm also looking in general for your memories of the country fair, right? It is such a moment in time in parts of the country where we celebrate with the country fair, the fiber arts, right? Like fiber festivals, animals, vegetables, things that we grow in our gardens. Stay low, my love. Any memories that you might have, photographs, things like that, things that would fit into this issue. Big shout out for this issue. I'm really excited to get into this kind of autumn theme, and I think using the idea of a country fair as a vehicle is a great idea because it covers fiber, animals, the rides, right? Kids on rides, fair, food, lots of different things. If you have more ideas that I haven't thought of, please let me know. Send ideas, messages, whether you have article ideas, whether it's one paragraph or a couple of pages, ribboncandyhooking@gmail.com. Let me know what you're thinking. I would love to know and start planning for content for this next issue. The deadline will be at the end of August, right? So deadline end of August, and I'm dying to hear your ideas. Let me know what you have planned for the next issue of Magpie Times. I will see you next time at Ribbon Candy Hooking.